Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
And this is Channel Zero News. Today we'll be covering news from all around the globe.
If you didn't know, town elections are just around the corner. It may seem like we all just took down the holiday decorations.
And some of us haven't yet.
It's time to start thinking about our town elections. That means it's time to take a good look at our town government and think about what you want it to be like. Take a look at our town's website and see which seats are coming up for re-election.
There's a few ways to become involved with our town's community. For instance, when people start writing endorsements letters to the Chronicle, go and check them out. You could try to meet the candidates themselves and make your own judgment. If you haven't seen how the town board works, open up that town website again and watch a meeting on demand and see how various board members operate. Above all else, register to vote and of course, go vote.
In other local news, the Mary B. Grogan Fund, housed at the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, has committed multi-year grant funding totaling approximately $7,500 over 3 years to the Millbury Public Library to support its programming. The fund, which was established in 2001, was created in honor of Mary B. Grogan after the closure of the Worcester County 4-H chapter, which Grogan helped establish. The purpose of the fund is to support recreational and educational programs for youth in Millbury focused on various aspects of environment, agriculture, horticulture, and animal life.
Millbury Public Library has benefited from the Mary B. Grogan Fund for years, receiving more than $16,000 in total grants since its inception. Now the three-person committee of the fund has agreed to provide the library with valuable multi-year support to sustain 2 of its programs.
The first program is called the Mission of Science. The Millbury Public Library hopes to accommodate up to 60 kids for each of the 5 science programs offered through a Mission of Science, designed to educate youth on various environmental and science topics. Programming will be free and will run April to July in 2024.
The second program is called Community Sensory Garden. To encourage its youth patrons to explore and appreciate nature, the Millbury Public Library will be creating a sensory garden this summer that will include planting and maintenance by youth and community members. Each of the 4 garden beds will be dedicated to one of the senses: scent, taste, touch, and sight. Now over to Christian for the weather.
Good morning, everyone. Today is going to be very chilly with a high of 38 and a low of 28 degrees. There will be cloudy skies and afternoon snow showers. There will also be northwest winds from 5 to 10 miles per hour with a 70% chance of snow. And at night, there is 1 inch of snow to be expected, so make sure that you dress warm. And back over to the others.
Thank you, Christian. Now on to some national news. On Monday, January 15th, the 2024 Republican Party's presidential primaries officially began with the Iowa caucus. Former President Trump won 51% of the vote, gaining 20 delegates. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis unexpectedly got second place, winning the 21% of the vote and 9 delegates. However, for unknown reasons, he dropped out Sunday despite having sufficient momentum to continue into Super Tuesday. Former UN ambassador and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley won 19% of the vote, gaining 8 delegates. Vivek Ramaswamy got around 8% of the vote, gaining only 3 delegates, and soon after dropped out and endorsed Trump.
For your information, 1,215 delegates are required for a candidate to be officially nominated in the Republican National Convention, which will be held in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The next ballot is to be in New Hampshire later. However, Trump is very likely not to enjoy the advantages he experienced in Iowa. Haley has won the endorsement of Governor Sununu and has directed most of her resources towards New Hampshire voters. New Hampshire has a total of 22 delegates up for grabs. The Democratic Party will begin holding their primaries later today in New Hampshire. No strong opponent is currently opposing the re-election bid of President Joe Biden. We will make sure to keep our viewers updated.
The second national story is all about California wanting to ban youth football. This month, there was a bill that passed which would ban kids under the age of 12 from playing football in California. The reason for this bill is to try and prevent kids from developing CTE and other harmful brain injuries.
After this bill was passed, Gavin Newsom, California governor, shot the idea down, claiming an outright ban was not the solution and that football is a culture for kids growing up in America. Instead of a ban, Gavin Newsom wants to enhance children's safety while playing the sport and states that it is better to join a football team than it is to join a gang. Now over to Patrick with this day in history.
Hi everyone, today is John Hancock's birthday. He was born in 1737 and died in 1793. John Hancock was the first to sign the Declaration of Independence. He also fought Britain by raising money, providing naval forces. Elizabeth Blackwell graduated from medical school 175 years ago today. She was the first U.S. female to graduate with a medical degree. Now back over to the others for the rest.
Thank you, Patrick. In world news, Hamas has appeared to have posted public videos of 2 dead Israeli hostages while forcing a 3rd hostage to tell the public that the 2 Israeli soldiers were killed by their own men. The Israeli military is denying this and saying that this is all Hamas lie. When asked what they will do about it, the Israeli commander is unsure of how they will approach this situation, as they do not attack if they know there are hostages.
Our final story is, when will Putin stop? War tensions continue in Russia and Ukraine. Around 500,000 casualties, military and civilian, have resulted from this conflict. The U.S. has now shifted, and most Americans believe we are doing too much to help Ukraine and that we are getting too involved. The Pentagon reported that American officials and diplomats have poorly tracked the military aid given. Nearly 40,000 weapons sent to the front went unaccounted for. On the other side of the war, China continues to import materials and goods to Russia to aid their occupation of Ukraine. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Channel Zero News. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
Have a great rest of your day.